What's up, guys? It's Adrian from adoriani.com. Today, we are going to talk about how to record stems in Pro Tools. So what is stem mastering? Usually after you organize the tracks in your mix, apply EQ, compression, saturation, and effects where needed, you are sending, hopefully, all your mix to a stereo mix bus. This is the output bus of your entire mix. If you decide to bounce your mix, you will end up with a stereo mix track, which you eventually will send it for mastering or you will master it yourself. So this is a pretty general scenario. This was also the way I worked, and sometimes still do when working on projects or the ones of some clients. But for some time I began working with stems, especially when I have projects for mastering. What are stems? Simply, stereo audio stems are stereo tracks that include a particular group of audio tracks from your mix. As an example, all drums could be a stem, all bass is another one, guitars another stem. All electronic instruments, if you want, could be sent to just one stem. All vocals could be another stem. All effects could be one stem, and so on. I'm speaking about this in detail in my music production masterclass, so if you want to produce a song from an idea to a finished track, you should definitely check it out. I'll include the link in the description below. So basically you are grouping your 40 plus audio tracks in your mix into 5 or more stereo tracks, audio groups, or if you want, audio stems. And I know you're asking yourself at this point, why would I need this? Well, there are different scenarios in which you can benefit from using stems not only for your mastering, but also for mixing. Let me give you an example. If you use audio stems or buses during mixing, you can have more control over your mix. Say you want to hear only the kick and the bass at some point in your mixing process. You quickly mute the drums, music and vocals bus, and you can mix the kick and bass properly. Or let's say you want to hear only the effects of your mix, or you may want to hear the mix without any effects like reverb, delays. You mute or solo the effects bass or stem, and you can make the best decision for your mix. But why is this important for mastering? Isn't stereo mastering enough? Yes and no. If you are sending a stereo mix track to a mastering engineer, he is limited to your one stereo track and will do his best to master your track. However, if you're sending stems of your mix to the mastering engineer, this means for him more control over your mix. Meaning, if there are some annoying frequencies in the drum stem, for example, that you didn't notice in your room or speaker, the mastering engineer will apply the necessary technique to control those frequencies without affecting the entire mix, without affecting other instruments that are sharing those frequencies. So this is why it is essential to use stem mastering or even stem mixing. This is a more surgical way, if you want, for your mixing and mastering process. Now, let me show you in example how to prepare the stems for mastering. Here's a recent song of mine called Kissing in the Rain, and I have 5 stems: kick, drums, where I sent all the drums and sound effects, bass, where I sent all the basses, music for all the electronic instruments, and effects for all the reverbs and delays. However, on this particular track I used some delays from the instruments themselves. So, in order to record the stems, I will create a new stereo audio track for each stem and hit record. Then you can export the audio stems and send them to your mastering engineer, or master yourself. So that's it for today, guys. Check my music production masterclass, subscribe, download your free copy of audio tips here, and say hi to us. Until next time, stay cool and make great music.